Okay, so you're super excited. You have this brand new haircut, which gets rid of the COVID cut, as we call it, and you're ready to get out there and excited about finding a new place to live. Maybe perhaps buy something like a single family house, let's say, hypothetically. Before you go jumping in the car and driving all over God knows where, we have a couple tips and tricks on some stuff that you can do for research, whether you're outside a city, on another part of the country, or you're actually in LA and trying to learn more just about the little burbs. We're gonna dive right into this on this TNT. Okay, so here we are. We are back at the desk. We have the computer up. We're ready and excited to get out there and start looking at houses. But before we do all that, we want to do some research and figure out, A, does it meet my price range? B, what can I afford in that price range? And C, what kind of a house am I looking at and where and how long, and all of the different questions that we have from our business plan, which you should have already done. Now, as we go here, we are at DennisMaynard.com, also known as MaynardCompanyRealty.com. We're just gonna punch in something really basic here. We're gonna punch in Hollywood, California, and we're gonna look at the city. And the reason why we're doing this is just because we want to keep it very generic. We're going to go search homes. Automatically it pulls up a bunch of homes in Hollywood, California. Some of these are small lot constructions or shared townhome size sites. Others are actual single family houses. One of the ways that we can reduce our search and figure out, based on what we can afford and if we watch the other videos, is to go to map. It's going to pull all these ones up. Now we go over here and we can go to more options, and we can do more fun stuff. We can set that we only want to look at single families. Pretty cool, right? Yeah. So we're going to view results. That narrowed it down. We're also going to say that we don't want to spend more than, let's say, hypothetically, 1.3 million. There you go. Those are your houses. That is everything that you have. So you've decided that, okay, this is an area I want to check out, but how do I check it out without moving the screen around like crazy and mad? Well, the first and best, one of the coolest resources to go to is actually Wikipedia. It gives you a basic general overview of the history and what it is, where it is, some basic data that you can kind of look at and get a sense of the neighborhood. But I like to dig in a little bit deeper. One of the things that you'll notice is on many of these websites, if you click on, say, let's look at this Beechwood Canyon listing, and we go look at the details, we got pictures of the home and we can see what it is. We see where it is on the map. We got some property information right here. But as you scroll down, you'll notice that there is some walk scores and transit scores and bike scores. So one of the reasons why I like walk score is because you can actually go to the site and see some of the specifics, but there's a couple things I want to focus here. First and foremost, I just have the Hollywood in general up, and you can see the walk scores for each one of these. You have the Walker's Paradise, so you have good transit. You also have very bikeable. That said, I want to talk about travel time, because you have your walking travel time, you have your bicycling travel time, and then even further you have your car travel time. Whoa. Now wait a second, this is really important because many people have to commute to work. So understanding how far it's going to take you to drive somewhere is important, and even more so, they click it in as rush hour. Look at how much that's shrank down just for rush hour. So if I click this up, you can scroll it out and you can get a sense, like if I put it at a good 60 minutes, which is close to the max, 59 minutes, you can see here that you can get to a lot of places in Los Angeles, but by car during rush hour, but it's a little tricky. So, but if there's no traffic, then it just opens up all the way, and you can see that you can get pretty much anywhere in Los Angeles in an hour. I know that seems a little nutty to everyone who lives outside of the state, but if you're coming here to live, you need to be aware of and pay attention to travel time. It's very important. One of the good things to do is, if you have kids, is to check out greatschools.org. This is another website in which you can punch in and you can see how the schools rank within a specific area. So if we just go to Hollywood, California, hit go, and it maps it all out for you. Obviously, if we're in Hollywood, we're going to want to zoom in a little bit and we're going to see some of the scores. Okay, another great one is if you go to the LA Times website and look up the maps on neighborhoods, you can get some basic information on different areas that you may want to look into. So if we just quickly take a really quick look at, say, Central LA, and we can see all the different sections. We go to Hollywood. Okay, and it maps out exactly where Hollywood is. This is the Hollywood Hills, believe it or not. Hollywood Dell over here, and so on and so forth, or Hollywood Dell is over here. But you get, again, some basic information that was on Wikipedia, but this is a little bit more in depth. Gives you statistics based on the census data that is available, which is another great website. You get more of your income data, average income, the education levels of everybody, the age. Why do you want to know the age? Because if you're in your late 50s, you probably don't want to move into a party area with a bunch of teenagers. Something to take into consideration, I'm just saying. So you also want to look at your housing, how many rent, how many own. Hollywood is a high rental area, so please take that into consideration. It's something to look for. More in Los Angeles, high ownership areas tend to be closer to the 45% mark or higher, just for a quick stat. And and then you have some more information about families and stuff like that. On this website, you can also look up the schools as well and the crime stats, just so you can get a sense of it. If you want to get a little bit more in depth on some of the crime stats, you can always go to crimemapping.com, which I thought was a very interesting website. Cuts to the chase, just puts little data. This is a 7-day record of all the different events that have happened over the past week in the Hollywood area, but you can move it around and you can check out other areas. It's a great little tool to explore and do some research on different neighborhoods as well. The other thing, as long as we're on crime, unfortunately, it is a conversation in just about everywhere we go. One of the disclosures that you will receive when you're buying a home is on the National Sex Offender Database Registry and public website, and this is it. It's nsopw.gov. There's also Megan's Law, which is another website which you can also research as well. Now, that said, those are quick hacks. I have one more that I want to share with you that I did not pull up just yet. Google Earth. Why Google Earth? Well, let's say that we wanted to go check out this address at Beechwood Canyon. Now, you can do Street View right here on the website, and you can see it, and there it is. It shows you everything that you want to see. But if you wanted to get a little bit more of moving around and stuff like that, you go to Google Earth, and it really does have some fantastic resources to kind of look around from an aerial level. I love it just because I use it all the time when I'm doing research on different projects, especially when I need to see elevations and how high something up is. Seems pretty basic, but it's not. And it'll zoom right in. And the benefit is really, again, is being able to see the neighborhood in a topographical manner. This actually shows it in a 3D topical manner, so you can actually see what it looks like. And you can see you got some hills right here, and you got a little bit of a hill right here, and these homes are built into the hillside, and you got a little bit of a busy street right here, a little bit more commercially zoned. You've got some renters next door. That says a lot about the property. These could be renters or condo owners, you know. We just don't know. Clicking this little arrow right here puts it in the north facing, and you can, in fact, zoom in just by zooming in a little bit. So you know you've got, might have some great views. You've got potential condo renters over here and here, and you've just learned something extremely valuable about the property. You may not want to live in this particular home just because it's surrounded by condos and apartments. It's really important to know. Listen, I hope that this was helpful and that you learned quite a lot on this. It went a little bit wordy and a little bit longer than I wanted to, and I apologize about that. But some of these tips and tricks and just helping you kind of search and research properties is so key and crucial, saves you drive time. And especially when you're on the other side of the country or other side of the planet and you're trying to look at how to find out more information about homes, doing some of these basic things will help you cut out a lot of time and effort just on some of this stuff. I hope this helps. Look forward to seeing you on the next TNT. Have a great day.